Right, good afternoon or good morning, guys. Let's jump straight into the charts. Few things happening, few alts moving quite nice actually. So let's jump in and we'll do the usual thing. We'll have a look at Bitcoin obviously and see what's going on in the order book, the order flow. We'll have a look at volume, open interest. We'll have a little review of yesterday's move down. It was obviously a nice one to catch early hours yesterday morning. We'll have a look at some we'll have a look at Vitalik's coin as usual. Vitalik's slow moving shit coin. A little bit of FUD. I think it's irrelevant, to be honest, with the FUD that was going on with the SEC. Bit of a fart in the wind, to be honest. Yep, so let's dive in. While I'm on, actually, if you've got any alts that you need to look at, or if there's any alts we need to review as we go, I'm just keeping an eye. There's a few alts actually are looking really, really good that didn't move too much yesterday that are still looking good. I think TIA's looked all pretty good all week. That's just, I'm just on the multiverse chart at the minute. TIA's looked good all week, already moved up. Now meeting some more spot demand. I think STX is looking good. It's kind of been consolidating for a while on the higher time frame charts after big moves up over the previous months. Looking nice now, could move up with Bitcoin if Bitcoin decides to take another leg up. But we'll obviously jump in and review the situation and see what's going on. But yeah, as I say, if there's any altcoins you do need to look at, or any trades that you've been in that have been really good, anything that's failed or anything that you've done well on, just give us a shout and in the chat, and we'll go and have a look. So let's kick it off as usual on a 15-minute chart of Bitcoin, and let's just have a little review of the past. A quick review. We'll go over it quickly. We all kind of know what happened yesterday. Really nice price action, to be honest. Wasn't really watching it over the weekend, as we did start to perform lower highs just on lower time frame. Some really nice day trade scalps if any of you guys were in some of these moves, getting a nice few percent. Yeah, actually, market just moving nice in general. As I just look at the watch list, to be honest, You've got some assets that are a few percent down, some assets a few percent up. So really, really good trading to be had out there, even if you're just hedging against spot positions with your derivatives. So yeah, really, really nice. Over the weekend, not much to say, to be honest. We're still just grinding down, trying to meet a little bit more demand. We did meet some big demand last week, which actually gave us a bounce. And I will say it was an okay bounce. You know, you got a good few percent out of that one there, so not too shabby. But to be honest, my eyes were always on this level down here. So obviously I'm just on Binance Spot USDT at the moment. The biggest top level was always down at 60k. If we could get anywhere near that to fill some more of this demand down here, okay? So Monday we had another little bounce as well from good demand. Spot double bands in here, what we call spot double bands from the OBD ratios, and it gave a bounce again. Asian session leading into the next day didn't really proceed and do too much, to be honest. It was almost just like everyone wanted a bit of a fill, a little bit lower. Yesterday morning, this is exactly as I was waking up, so pretty happy to see the price action going on there. What I posted in, as soon as I saw this, posted in the TRDR Discord chat mentioning this, said, look, it's the best I've seen it. You was close to some of these top levels that you're going to get, these big, massive resting limit orders. So your risk is basically under these. Let these guys fill or defend the area. And we got a massive bounce. Let me just go to a 5-minute chart to show you that a little bit more highlighted. So this was the previous day's bounce. We were getting some BTC diamonds, which is obviously really, really good. And you did get rewarded from those. You wouldn't have even got stopped out if you were trading this. You'd have got rewarded, tighten up your risk a little bit. And then even if you went to bed and slept on it, you know, hopefully you just got stopped out at break even or something. But unless you were, you know, unless you were a little bit loose and thinking, well, I just want to, you know, DCA a little bit into this move. Afternoon, Zach. So yeah, but for me, waking up yesterday in this zone, which is 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. UK time, we're still getting BTC diamonds, but not only that, the bid depth was absolutely huge once again. So aggregated from the spot and perps exchanges, centralized exchanges here, we were basically hitting 1.5 to 1.6 billion as price moved up and a few people chased it. 1.7 to 1.8 billion aggregated order book bid depth, and really pushed us up. So this was chatting to one of the guys in the Discord. I said, look, this is the best risk reward I've seen. Basically stops under the top level and away you go. Really nice. It was a bit of a what I would call a fire and forget trade, to be honest. You know, you could just you can enter around here, get your stop set under these levels, fire and forget and take the day off, to be honest. And it was really nice. Of course, we did hit some supplies. We went through the day. There was some JPAL FMOC shit going on. Obviously not a lot. I did mention again in the Discord as well. I said, look, I don't think it's going to affect Bitcoin, to be honest. Bitcoin's just going to do its thing anyway. And here we are. So really good depth. We'll go and review the volume in a second as well, and then we'll do the volume and open interest now, and then we'll just review where we are and what we're seeing in the OBD. Okay, so basically let's just go and have a look at volume. So entering this zone, really nice bull divs. You could, as I say, you could have entered here and you'd have got a bounce, tighten up your risk. Maybe you got stopped out, or maybe you just DCA'd in a little bit more in this section here. But you had bull divs all the way down here. So even on the lower time frame, 15-minute, bull divs were building all the way down from higher up. Looked really nice. And your open interest was absolutely nuked down here as well. If anyone's familiar with the Volume King template or video, lower time frame, 15-minute, your open interest was nuked. Your funding was absolutely neutralized in this section as well. So much confluence going on. At the same time, your depth of book is really good and really bid, and you've got that top level sat underneath just defending. So if I just quickly go to a 1 hour here again, looked really good. Of course, you're getting bounces off these, but they were becoming a little bit weaker as the price action and the structure changed on the 1 hour time frame. But this zone here, this 60k zone with the bull divs, Absolutely nuked. This is a good example. This is why I kind of like zooming out to 1 hour as well, actually, even though it's a little bit of a slower look back on here. What you can see is the open interest absolutely nuked at that point when we're hitting that depth. So really, really nice. And we got the float up. One thing to note is I'm just going to show you liquidity quickly as well. So liquidity template. My main concern when we're actually still down there was liquidity on perps was high. The only thing with that is what you could see from the Volume King template, if you just looked at the red lines, which is the 10k and under order sizes, was retail were just absolutely just trying to chase this down, probably expecting that, you know, yeah, I mean, it's great if you can get a lower bid, you know, below 60, 59, even 56, I had my eye on, would have been really, really nice, but you've got to you know, you've got to not be reactive as such, but you've got to be a bit dynamic on what you're seeing. And at this time down here, that 60k level was just so well defended. So this liquidity up here, is there was a lot of perps contracts flying around in the books. That's basically what it's telling you. It's not going to give you general direction. It's just a cautionary. Market's still hot on the derivative side. A lot of contracts floating around. The thing is here, if you looked at the Volume King at the time as well, was, let me just go to a 15-minute. What we could see is red line here, retail traders just absolutely just pushing down and just, you know, they chase the tails, don't they? They expect lower prices. They're not reading the data as such. They expect lower prices, so they chase short positions down. What did we happen? We got a short squeeze. So if I just show you what happened on the liquidity indicator, what you're seeing here is an absolute, I mean, I'm not going to call it a short squeeze as such, because it did come from good bid depth. It's not as if the price action push up here came from nothing, but what we did actually effectively do is just absolutely neutralize a shitload of, excuse my language if you're new and you've not heard me swear before, we do like to swear over here in the UK. You've absolutely nuked all those shorts that were just chasing this price action down here, and that is basically what you're saying. All the contracts here in the order books from the perp side are just absolutely wiped out. Spot liquidity was already pretty low here, and open interest at these lows was already very, very low here anyway. So that's a 4-hour time frame. Let me just show you the open interest on a 1 hour here. So if you're not familiar with this template, you can go and search for it. It's just the Liquidity King. I've just updated it slightly, but what you're seeing at the bottom here is, I won't repeat it for anyone that's familiar with this, but it's just an open interest on an RSI metric, all right, from the TRDR console. Go grab yourself a link from the description below, get a free trial, and join the matrix, as we call it. So yeah, open interest absolutely nuked to the lows on this RSI metric. Really, really, really nice. So yeah, good risk reward on Bitcoin. Let's go and have a look at what's actually happening now. And I've got a couple of things in mind. I think if you're long from down here, you're pretty safe, to be honest. What you're seeing, we've come from that massive depth. Okay, and you're not seeing a lot of depth in the book now. Everyone's kind of filled down here that wanted to fill, I expect. And I don't think you're particularly going to see spot orders fill and chase up here. We'll review the exchanges, but I don't think you're going to see spot suddenly start to chase up right now after we've auctioned price at this level and we've got a 7-8% move up. Was that 7 or 8% or something? I think it was. Yeah, really big move yesterday. I think 9%. All right, 10% move up. You're 7 to 8k away from price action, depending on your execution of your entry down here. I don't expect spot to fill up here, so I'm not too concerned to see this right now. This lack of depth. All right, it could just give us, it could just initiate a little bit of sideways action, I would think. And I'll flick through the exchanges here on the OBD widget, but yeah, you can just see that here as well. Okay, it's very, very neutral, to be honest, slightly erring on the negative side. Okay, so you know, maybe people that are still wanting to get out in this 68-70k zone or still profit taking, yeah, very, very fair price to do it at, I would say, even though we're all, you know, very bullish long term and we would all like higher prices. You know, don't question anyone taking a little bit of profit at near to all-time highs, so to speak, I would say. Perps is lacking, to be honest. As I'm going through this, we're going to look at what's happening now, but if you just appreciate where we've come from as well and the actual depth we got here, these orange overlays here, I'm sure the depth of bid ratio there was like 60 or 70 in the perps. Really, really unusual to see. Big dynamic top levels. There was a bigger level there at 58.8 on Binance perps. Looked really, really good if we could have got there. But as we ground out this demand, these levels just started to move up. So really, really nice to see. But yeah, no real depth of book at the minute from the two top dog exchanges at the minute. Let's go through. Let's have a little run through. So yeah, we can see Bitfinex, they've filled a little bit down here. Not much to show here right now. Bitfinex USDT, again, filling a little bit there. Not much edge at all. Interestingly enough, Bitstamp have got almost triple bands up here, so they're happy to fill. And I wouldn't take any trading edge from Bitstamp alone. I do like them in confluence with other exchanges, but they are doing a little bit of selling up here. As we can just see here, 1 to 2.5 and beyond. Coinbase Pro really, really filled down here again. A lot of these large limit orders here on Coinbase Pro did actually fill. So really, really nice to see. We've got the bounce. I think this overlay here was probably a BTC Diamond, but quite reactionary, to be honest. And again, could have just been profit taking there. Some, you know, as you whack some limit orders on the way back up. But yeah, 60k levels still remain on a few exchanges. But I'm of the opinion it could be a little bit of a sideways day after you've had a 9 to 10% day. And then I think we'll get continuation. Let's just have a look at what a couple of the other exchanges are doing. And again, you know, as we go along, you can kind of almost see this zone here in that 61 to 60k zone, depending on the exchange. I'm sure Perps wicked a little bit lower there. Everybody, and I mean everybody, was bidding this level as I woke up yesterday. Let's just go to Qcoin. Qcoin again, defending 60k, absolutely bidding. Nothing to see here, really, to be honest. No edge right now at all, I would say. Kraken often on the right side of the market, I do have to say. They were bidding there. And let's just have a look at Kraken USD. And the same, everybody was absolutely defending that zone, okay? So yeah, no edge particularly right now. The only thing you'll probably find is volume will drop off a little bit here. This is natural after such a move. This is natural. What you almost want to see is just to re-auction some of this area, chop it up a little bit. Your lower time frame range would be healthy, and then carry on. The 1 hour time frame, the only thing I'm looking at here, and could be quite nice, is what we'll see is on the 1 hour time frame, and again slightly slower look back here, is the perps volume in blue here is still rising. Looks really, really nice. No issue with this yet. The only time I'll get an issue with the volume rising rapidly like this is then if we then just obviously scan to a lower time frame, 15-minute, get some bear divs. But the open interest, you really want that open interest to be hot and heated like it was back up here, as we see here on the Volume King template, okay? LS ratio is really high, funding was high, we all know that from last week anyway, but your open interest was absolutely sky high. At the minute, as we are trying to pull back up, open interest is pretty chilled, I do have to say. So if you appreciate at the minute, if you're long from down here, I would say relax a little bit, to be honest. Not advice obviously, but I would be relaxed here if you executed some good entries in there, because open interest chill, funding is pretty chilled now, volume just looks like it just wants to start trending again, okay? And yeah, I think it, can we say the bottom is in? The only thing I'll say is, and I'll go show you the daily ratio in a second, you never know for sure. Obviously, we just don't, do we? The only thing is, as humble traders, you can do is execute your positions as best as possible. and manage your risk, obviously, especially if you're trading perps. But we have, if this is my point, as we as we go through all these data points, for me personally, if you executed down here, yes, I think you're pretty safe there, especially with the bid depth that we come from. The last time we hit that bid depth was at 38k. All right, so that's not to say you couldn't get some extremely strong market selling. ETF boomers just have had enough of playing the new playground of crypto and just start. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I don't see any reason to short this back down. You are starting to try and change market structure again, to be honest. And again, if you just remember what we did actually do to liquidity here. So 4 hour time frame, this, and I mentioned this on Twitter on the last YouTube video, was this just looks all nice and very constructive to me. This kind of sell-off, when you see on the news flashing up that there's been a crypto crash. What crypto crash? This isn't a crash. It's like, Jesus, we used to get 30% drops in 24, 48 hours. This is so healthy and easy to monitor and watch and review. And yeah, just what I wanted to re-highlight was this liquidity chart. If you're familiar with this chart, again, just go search it on the TRDR console. When the liquidity resets like this, I cannot get bearish in the slightest. I just can't. You've just whacked a load of contracts out the books. It's going to be very easy now to just float price up on lower volume, I would say. My opinion, do your own research, as we always like to say. But yeah, chopping around here, absolutely fine. I think Bitcoin can be a little bit of a slower mover at the minute, can't it? It's almost one of these where you kind of get in your position on Bitcoin. So if you've executed down here, and you might not get continuation for maybe another couple of days. Maybe you get a bit of continuation tomorrow. It's Friday tomorrow, isn't it? Into the weekend as such. I wouldn't be worried to just see this bore everyone to death a little bit, and the people that aren't in and haven't executed down here, what they're going to have to do is they're going to have a battle up here. And that's why, you're possibly going to get a lower time frame range, because what's going to happen is they're going to have to battle this zone and try and execute as best they can if they've missed out there and they want to get in. But not much, obviously not much of a range here right now. The only thing I was looking at is, and I'm not really particular into patterns, but I do acknowledge them, because psychologically other people are looking at them as well. And if you do get any kind of pullback, a little bit of classic TA, as us data nerds always love the classic TA, don't we? But yeah, if you were going to get any nice kind of like pullback in the next 24 hours, bearing in mind I'm just on a 1 hour chart here, wouldn't this look quite nice? Almost kind of, that's a really crap drawing, isn't it? Sorry about that. But almost kind of an inverse head and shoulders on a 1 hour chart to get some continuation. So I would, if this starts to drop and starts to tackle 65 or just below area, yeah, still absolutely no fear at all. You're miles away from hopefully your guys' entry points down here. I think it could look really, really nice. With that being said, a 65k inverse head and shoulders for the pattern nerds. Let's go and have a look at the OBC on Binance Spot and just have a look at what order blocks we've possibly got lower down. We'll do that, and what I'll do is I'll just come down to a 12 hour first. Okay, so this is our order book changes. These are chunks of resting limit orders. Bids at the bottom, asks at the top. Okay, so what do we see to the downside? Our biggest order blocks at the minute on Binance Spot, so one of our biggest exchanges. Okay, 65.5. So that just takes you, yeah, yeah, so, again, I don't trade or particularly pay too much attention to patterns wholeheartedly, as in I wouldn't be sticking limit orders down here without watching the order flow as we come down here. But yeah, you've certainly, your biggest resting orders at the minute are 65.5. And what you can see is you've got a few gaps, what we call gaps in liquidity on the way down, which can create wick space. So we'll just look at the bid side for now. So just on a 12-hour time frame, 65.5, and you've got a few gaps of liquidity there. Let's just go higher up. So yeah, still 65.5. People have been ploughing some order blocks in there over the last 24 hours. Let's go to 48 hours, 2-day. Yeah, 65.5 is your biggest level really at the minute. So yeah, don't be in fear of coming down there. And if you are in no position and you totally miss this for whatever reason, certainly don't chase anything that starts to just move from here out of nowhere, because yeah, you might get an opportunity in the next 12-24 hours at these levels for a cheeky inverse head and shoulders. But don't rely on that too much. It's just, I'm just visually looking at it and thinking a natural pullback, fill some more order blocks, and then go. Maybe get some of these retail traders trapped again. And I'm just seeing that visually, you know, as things look pretty chilled out, to be honest. So yeah, pretty good. Let's just check a 4-day then before we go and look at Vitalik's coin and a few other alts, because I've seen some good alt setups today actually. If we can come a little bit lower, and just to highlight, when we go and look at altcoins, if you bear in mind, if Bitcoin does want to just come down a little bit here and give us some more opportunity, just remember that as we look at some altcoins, because what I'm going to show you on some altcoins are some slightly lower levels. Okay. Yep. So here, 4-day, not much to speak of. It's still the 65.5 level. Few gaps in liquidity. So again, if you're coming down, these areas can create wick space, and then you've got some big liquidity gaps at 64.8. Where does that take you? Yeah, I mean, that would really create you. That's nice to see, actually. So if you did get some violence to the downside, you've got these liquidity gaps just under 64.8 that could create wick space to then initiate your bounce back up and continuation. Obviously, if you're coming down there, what do you need to do? Same as always, just watch the order flow as we do. Maybe you get some big USDT or something bid coming in and following up. All right, guys. Right, let's go and have a look at Vitalik's shitcoin that Gary Gensler's trying to get dubbed as a security. Considering he didn't win against XRP, I don't think he's going to win anything against Ethereum, is he? Right. So, yeah, ETH, little bit of a messy chart. The only thing I would say is if you was playing Ethereum is, if you just look at the structure here, and what you'll sometimes find is, especially on alts, I mean, ETH does tend to be a nice clean chart. So it's really, really bid. It's really, really bid here. We can all see that it's got some really good depth. What did it actually get to in the end? Yeah, 600 million aggregated depth on ETH, so really, really good. But if you were bidding in here, if you were bidding spot, it's kind of like, spot's a little bit different, isn't it? Because some people are prepared to hold spot underwater for a certain amount more of time. But if you're strictly speaking about day trading and derivatives, what you can see is, this is a spot market, obviously. Let these guys fill, let them fill, let them fill. It's coming down, it's filling orders, absolutely fine. Maybe they're okay, sat underwater for a little bit. But what you can see on ETH, and you know, just remember at the same time Bitcoin's coming down as well, get a bounce, and then it rotates down, is look at these top levels on ETH just moving down, okay? So they're not sat right under price action waiting for a fill or waiting to protect an area. They're almost moving down walking price, and it was getting some really strong ratios. I mean, this ratio here and this ratio here that actually gave you that initial bounce, that was probably up at about 90 ratio, so fully bid. And you know, after seeing that, knowing that Bitcoin is looking great at the same level as well, Yeah, ETH is the trade as well. And then I kind of almost wouldn't be too fussed to the opposite side like this on ETH, okay? As you push up and then fill some of these offers, you are seeing the same thing as on the way down. These limit orders here, I wasn't actually watching it at the time, but they look a bit far away from price, and I don't think they were filling. I think these guys were just walking price back up. So very nice, very structured price action, to be honest. And then we've just had some fills there as well. So really, really nice. Similar looking order book at the minute on ETH, as in there's no particular major follow-up bid. Let me just go and have a look at perps, and then we'll look at ETH BTC. Yeah, no real follow-up bid, but again, if it comes down the same as Bitcoin, just watch the order flow. And if you got in Bitcoin and you didn't get in ETH, maybe you can get a bid a little bit lower, okay? ETH BTC, yeah, really filled in that zone as well. And actually, it's a nicely structured chart. And I know everyone was kind of like saying ETH BTC was starting to look shit again. Well, my opinion is, well, does it look bid? Yes, it does. Well, fuck them then, because it's probably going to rip back up. I'm not saying it takes over. I actually think Bitcoin is still going to be the daddy for a little while, to be honest. But yeah, ETH BTC looking okay. ETH BTC on Bitfinex getting sold into a little bit. They're prepared to sell into this a little bit higher. All right. So that's Bitcoin, that's ETH. We will move into a few alts. Give us a shout if there's any I need to look at. Ones I'm just going to cover quickly: Link, LTC, Mina, TIA, REA, RDR, and then STX. And another one that I want to cover actually and look at some levels on is SXP. All right, so let's go and have a look at some altcoins with you guys, because if we do get some lower levels hit, could be quite nice. But yeah, so just wanted to highlight how good the Link chart is. Okay, so Link was getting bid from back here at that 18.2, 18.3 level, and you can see the overlays here, the green circles of the Link altcoin diamond alerts, okay? As we always say, doesn't mean you have to execute your trades on these alerts. It's just notifying you that the asset is bid. It's in either demand or supply. It's then down to you guys as traders to execute as best as possible. In this case, as you were coming down on Link, your top levels were right down here at 16, okay? We didn't come to meet that. It could have done on perps. Did it wick any lower? I can't see. It's a little bit of a mess there, okay? But look at this. Basically, what I'm trying to show you is, and again, at the same time, BTC was looking really, really good. You were getting Link diamonds in the lows. Did it have any divs? Yep, started to build some divs on Link as well at those lows as well. Okay, so always the best risk reward when BTC is looking good. What do the altcoins look like that you're trying to get in as well? LTC, just wanted to highlight that one as well. I know it's been moving quite well over the last few weeks, but again, and yeah, moving pretty good right now. So LTC was a good one. Ones to look out for. I'm just going to highlight STX firstly, because STX has it's absolute, and I've said this for probably months now if you've not heard me before, but if you are looking to bid Bitcoin, then STX moves probably 5-10% more, to be honest. Let's have a look. Yep, 20% more. And I do like the STX chart on the 4 hour, the way it's kind of absolutely been blasting up, consolidate. I'll just zoom out a little bit, consolidate, continuation, and then it's had a really, really nice consolidation here. And I think this is now showing it's ready for its next leg up, okay? So, yeah, just a quick zoom in on what it's been doing, and then we'll move on to some other alts. Value area low of its range, so it's been ranging since 17th of February. Range, nothing to see here. If you were day trading it, sell the highs, buy the lows. You had 1, 2, 3, 4 opportunities at the range lows on STX. Again, doing a very similar thing to what Sol's done, AVAX, Link, Rune have all done. Trend, consolidation, continuation. This is your zone to get in, all right? So just wanted to highlight how nice these charts are at the minute. And then if I just go back to a 5-15 minute chart just to zoom in and show you the order book on there again. Really, really nice. Absolutely bid. Again, I wasn't watching the order flow on this one at the time, but just wanted to highlight how good it was, along with Bitcoin, and absolutely smashing that top supply as it starts to float up again. And probably doing a little bit of a resistance here, resistance supply, to support flip again. And I think, you know, if Bitcoin in the market wants to run a little bit lower over the next 24 hours, it's probably going to do the same thing. But you've got these top levels lower if you did want any opportunities to get in on that one. All right. So what else was going to look at? I think TIA's been looking really good, hasn't it? Mentioned that on the video I did earlier in the week, back here, I think it was 19th. I said TIA's looking really, really good. It's pulled on a 20. I'm going to guesstimate that 20 to 30% move. Bid. And I really like the TIA chart as well. And I think, you know, again, even if you come down, it's probably going to get continuation at some point because it's done a very similar thing. You know, massive move up, consolidate for a long while. Just have to zoom in there. Really wicking some lows 48 or so hours ago, and then yeah, it just looks like it wants to push up. So really nice to see the bid coming in on TIA. Another one is RNDR. Has been looking nice. Keep an eye on this. It didn't do much from the Nvidia conference, I don't think. I think it did have some really big volatile moves, but just something of note is the order book's quite nice actually on this one. So yeah, just get this set in your alerts. I'll add it to your alerts. Don't be an alert trader, but just keep an eye on it because it has got really nice order books. While we're here, I'm just gonna have a look at what Soy Lana is doing. That's perps. Okay, I just want to have a look at spot. Yeah, nice level, 164. I think I mentioned that in the last video as well. Really nice levels to fill around here, 168 to 164. Nice push up, just rotating down a little bit again now, probably just as the rest of the market does. Yeah, which one was it? What did I say earlier? SNX, SXP. Right, it's filled these orders around here, and then this entity is back in here at 0.38, and I think it's got a really nice daily chart. So this is certainly one to keep an eye on, is SXP. If you do get any lower flushes, spot market on SXP, really nice. This is exactly what you want to see. You want to see these spot guys fill in as the chart is still pretty low. You know, if you can get a violent dip down there, that'd be really nice. 0.38 level. Right, another one I want to look at that was looking pretty good earlier, but actually they've pulled some top levels now, so maybe stay away from this one unless it pops back in again. But it was meaner at that 1.18 level. Really nice push up from there. Again, if you had the if you could have executed in this kind of zone, use this as your spot loss, met this person, whatever entity is this guy is or girl, met them, fill their order or defend the area. They've just pulled it now, so maybe we do rotate a little bit lower. But yeah, really nice order book on that one. Another one that I thought looked really good as well, and I know a lot of people like this asset, is Woo. Really good order book. Look at this guy here. And again, it looks similar to Bitcoin. At the same time you were hitting that Bitcoin demand, you're getting some really good order blocks from coins like Woo. It's a boring asset, and I don't want to shill it because I'm not a holder. Do your own research and all of that business. Used to hold this back in 2018 to 1920. But XRP is starting to look very nice. You know, again, really nice order book. Really nice order book. Is this another resistance to support flip? Really nice to see these top levels come in and just support price on the way up. What I'm going to do quickly is I just want to quickly have a look at the 4 hour. Yeah, really nice. So you've basically, yeah, I mean, we all know you've broken down trends on many assets, but the 4 hour is, yeah, so you tried to come back and almost test that, didn't you? Bit dubious is where you pull these trend lines from, but especially with H&A candles. But yeah, you kind of came back, tested that ages ago, and now you're it looks like you want to push up, and it's nice to see that you're getting that bid depth on XRP. Again, from the value area lows, let me just, I'm going to have to colour that up white as well for my OCD. You're getting these bids with the TRDR OBDs in these value area lows when it's ranging, probably before you get continuation. So really, really nice chart, to be honest, XRP. It's probably going to be a slow mover, isn't it? Or it'll do it. Yeah, I do like that chart. It's just a nice chart. So if you're a holder, I don't think there's any too much to worry about. I think you're going to get continuation up again, like most assets, to be honest. But yeah, really nice chart. You're just sitting on the POC of this range at the minute, as you can see in red here. But again, it looks nice. Don't chase these green candles, obviously, always say that. But structurally, drop up to your 4-hour daily charts. Have a look at these. If you're seeing bid come in on any of these assets, just quickly do this. Do yourself a favor, just go to a 4-hour daily chart. Even if you don't do this and use a fixed range, just draw yourself some horizontal levels and see where that bid's coming in at. Because yeah, as we can see there, really, really, really nice charts. I'm just going to leave that white line on, actually. And as you see, value area low, white line, getting bid all the way up, and away you go. And then it's nice to see those guys there just defend price as we flow up. Right, we'll go and have a look at a couple more altcoins. But yeah, do give us a shout if I'm missing anything. Or actually, if there's anything you need me to go over in the console itself, any alerts you're struggling with, or templates or overlays or anything. Let's just dip back to Bitcoin for a second. What's the big dog doing? Yep, coming down a bit. Yep, absolutely not surprised or in fear or anything. It can, certainly float down a bit there. We can just see this top level vying for a bit of it. There is still a little bit here, but yeah, 65.5 is that level we saw. Is your biggest order block at the minute, to be honest. I'm not going to look at other exchanges right now. But yeah, you come down there a little bit. Just remember you've got those liquidity gaps to 44.8, okay? Sorry, 64.8, 44.8. 64.8, which is only here. It's only down there. It's not far away at all. It would give you your inverse head and shoulder meme. Okay, wicks down here. Wicks down here. Fill the order blocks. Liquidity gaps to give you some wick back up. Could be really, really good, to be honest. Could be really, really good. Right, let's go and have a look at another. I don't know if I've seen any alerts going off at the minute. AVAX. Okay, let's have a look what AVAX is doing. I think AVAX wants to get continuation. It kind of pulled back with the rest of the market, but if you look at it structurally, it looks absolutely fine. I think we said this last week that Sol was starting to move after its consolidation initially. AVAX looked like it was trying to do the same thing, but I do think AVAX is lagging slightly. You can probably tell that by all the memes that are going on. The Sol memes have been doing great, haven't they? Do we now have an AVAX meme season? But again, yeah, even if you're day trading this, or you're just wanting to add to spot positions, not all the charts, some daily charts are very low, obviously, and some are absolutely skyrocketing, but these larger assets are still looking really, really good, and they all look like this, to be honest. Trend, range, continuation, your risk reward being at these value area lows. All right, guys, so let's go and have a flick through a few more alts before we then dive back to Bitcoin. What's up on the market at the minute, or what's down? AP13, I think that. Oh, right, okay, I was going to say this one's 5% down, but it's absolutely ripping up. Quite a nice chart there as well, just nice and easy. High lows all the way. Let's have a look at some of the bigger assets, some of maybe of the dinosaur assets. So yeah, okay, so Atom, these guys have been filling Atom around that classic price of $11 to $10. Not surprised, they've got a top level, so some resting limit orders there around the 11 level. Not too bad for Atom. DOT, I'm interested in. Are we still fans of DOT, considering that the new shinier coins are taking over? It's certainly getting spot bid again. What's it doing on this 4 hour here? Oh, back to trend. Did we mention this the other week? Let's have a look. Let's get a cleaner chart up there. I think we mentioned this one, did we? That it could come back and either get a support here at this $9 level, which is our white line, or for a deeper cut come back to trend, which would be that kind of 8 to 8.5 level. But yeah, nice to see. Nice to see it's almost kind of like using that $9 level as a bit of support now, even if you don't get a lower cut in dot there. That's quite nice to see. All very nice charts, I do have to say. Very constructive, very nice, steady pullbacks. You know, you don't have to chase short positions down, just all steady away and nice. Doge absolutely flying again. Is its consolidation over? Let's go and have a look. Maybe not. It looks like it's just kind of coming up against some more. Yeah, there you go. Okay, this value area is gonna move a little bit. Doge just coming back into range. I think it's obviously good. What it's probably gonna do is probably gonna lag Sol and AVAX. So yeah, I don't know if it just skyrockets up. If you just remember or rewind back after to what we just looked at on AVAX and the like, you might get some of this on Doge a little bit longer before it gets continuation. I think they're all kind of following each other, aren't they? But it's, you know, at kind of like different times, unless Sir Elon Musk comes out and specifies Neuralink and Teslas and everything else is only available to buy via Doge. That'd be interesting. Right, FTM has been having a blinder as well, hasn't it? And I do have to say, I think we did mention FTM last week. Really nice coin to trade, and also really spot bid again here. So even if it was to come a little bit lower, it's really nice. 4 hour is obviously very high. Let me just quickly go to the daily chart. What's it doing? Yeah, it's pushing some resistance there, isn't it? But yeah, any pullbacks, it looks like they're going to get spot bid on FTM, and it's just basically higher lows all the way. Higher lows with spot bid, so looking really good. Interested seeing what GAL is doing. Spot bid again after we all looked at the daily chart last week. And established how low the daily chart was. It's nice to see it's actually getting spot bid down here at those kind of $4 levels. Right. Interesting to see what Joe's doing, because if AVAX takes off, that could be a good position as well to take. Got some spot bid going in there. LDOs has been a little bit boring, but obviously, I mean, everything moved well yesterday, didn't it? But yeah, LDO starting to move now, and like Ethereum, starting to get some spot bid. Right, let's just dive to a higher time frame chart. Just interested where LDO is again while you guys oh, that looks nice. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go to a daily quickly. I did have a some kind of parallel channel on this actually. Let me just do this quick. Extend right. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's wicking those parallel channels highs, isn't it? Yeah, if anyone's not got this, LDO's got quite a nice parallel channel going on it. If you can just see there, I'm just zoomed out slightly, which is interesting to see. So it's lows coming in down at that $2 level. I don't know if it's going to get down there again without any more general violence in the market. But yeah, just drawing. I don't know. Do you know what? I can't. That would have been a nice trade, wouldn't it? And I can't even remember why I've got that line there. It's obviously been there for a while, but I don't know why I've got it there. Let me just pull a quick fixed range there. It might have been the old POC. I'm just going to redraw that. It might have been the old POC. Yeah, it was probably a POC or something coming in around there. But nice to see it's getting that bid there at that 2.3 level. Right, I'm just going to move that up for future ref. Looks nice. Yeah, it looks really, really nice. It's probably going to come up against a little bit of resistance now. Does it continue in this channel? If it's anything like Link was a couple of years ago, Link was in a channel for a long, long time. And then what it actually kind of tended to do was when it got uber bullish, kind of broke out its channel for a while, back tested the top side of it, and then just absolutely ran up. It was a really, really nice coin to trade a couple of years ago. Yeah, but keep an eye on that one, LDO. I'm going to keep those drawn. Actually, I'm just get rid of that fixed range. Looks nice, and it's nice to see that spot bid is following it up as well. Get rid of that. Yeah, looks nice. If you're not in the trade, this is going to be your invalidation now. I don't think this is going to be a massive volume order, to be honest. Not too bad, but yeah, no major really big orders there. But that's going to be invalidation, especially if BTC starts to wick down a little bit and then push back up. All right. Oh, I want to look at Matic while you guys are on, because again, really, really nice chart. Spot fill in here. Matic pushed very, very nicely the other week. And then obviously has just done the same as Sol and AVAX. So yeah, again, if spot are bidding, it's going to be really, really good. Another one I want to look at quickly is Maker. Has great charts, to be honest. Look at this one on Maker, putting in the lows there yesterday at 4:30 p.m. my time. Top level defending. I'm not sure on the wicks actually whether someone filled there, but yeah, absolute beast. Get this one in your alert systems as well, just to notify you of when stuff's going on. I think I was getting alerts around there, but I was actually away from desk at that time. But yeah, really, really nice. Right, let's do a couple more alts. Let's have a look. NKN daily chart has been really, really good as it grinds up. What's OP doing? Audi, new one to the console this, but quite a nice order book, to be honest. Probably get some nice continuation up. Looks really, really nice. Pepe spot books, really, really good. Because you've got a lot more people trading this on Binance now. So the spot books, as we're looking at here, weren't very good a while ago. But as you've got more traders actually participating in the Pepe market now on spot, I have to say as well, the order books are really, really nice. Now, what you've got to appreciate when you're just generally looking at something like this is you're in a trending price structure, okay? So for me personally, I'm always going to favour, if you're trending up, I'm always going to favour a long position, all right? And we can see here, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, as you've got nice green top levels and bid coming in. I'm not then overly concerned about the offers coming in here that you see, these offer overlays. I'm never too concerned about those when you're in a strong trending market. It's like Bitcoin, like when we said last week on Bitcoin, if you're going to hedge a position, why don't you just kind of wait for a 15-minute or a 1 hour lower high and lower low at the very least, and then just hedge a quick position with some supply overlays and you're in. But yeah, Pepe, really, really nice order book. Probably consolidated a little bit there. What's the 4 hour look like? Let's have a look at a 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, it's holding well, isn't it? And it's just kind of ranging. I don't think fixed range is going to give us too much information right here because it's only just starting to consolidate. But again, just pull a range. There's your lows. Lows are getting bid. You're just coming up to POC now. Not sure it cracks straight on and upwards right now. But it looks good for a little shitcoin, meme shitcoin. The price action has been very, very well structured, I have to say, and that's been the case on most altcoins, to be honest, and even the lower liquidity meme coins. I think they've just been performing very, very well. You know, as always, just stay away from your leverage, to be honest, because even on the pullbacks, you are getting 11% moves. In 6 hours, you're getting 11% moves just on pullbacks, and then obviously we're just blasting up. So really, really, really good. Right, any more we need to look at? I'll tell you one that, yeah, Storage has been okay, but just in the S's, let me go to USDT there. Yeah, keep an eye on SEER. Again, similar to Sol and stuff, it's getting bid at these levels. Not sure what my white line is there. Let's go and have a look at higher time frame quickly. Okay, interesting. Let me just pull that a bit further. Okay, it's trying to just get some support, isn't it, at that 0.85 level. That's interesting to see. I'm gonna have to just re-pull that quickly. Just do it from there. I find sometimes that the fixed range doesn't work when you try and re-pull it or extend it out. Yeah, okay, so that's old value area high, but you're still in the highs there. Another rotation down, maybe? Another rotation down. Are you kind of, yeah, I mean, higher time frame, you're still getting these higher lows. So this one was really wicked, wasn't it? 0.75 to 0.76. So that's quite nice to see. Drop yourself a trend line on there. Maybe you just come down a little bit again. But yeah, I'm sure that gets continuation soon. Pulling back a little bit. Even dinosaur assets like waves yesterday, spot order books getting very, very much more active. I always used to keep an eye on waves, because sometimes it has these 20-30% moves. When it got the Russian narrative a while ago, when Russia invaded Ukraine, God, that was probably ages ago, wasn't it? Now I'm not even going to guess when that was. And it pulled like a 30% move, and it does it now and again. Maybe some old school thinking, maybe it doesn't do that again, but it's interesting to see that the spot market are bidding some of these dinosaur coins, like waves. Uni, again, not a lot to see there. Vet has been doing well, consolidating a little bit, possibly again just turning this resistance into support. Pretty good. What's Wild doing? Yeah, not too much to see there. Zilliqa, I've not looked at that one in a while. Yeah, not a lot to see. Right, what's Bitcoin up to now then? And what we'll do is, yeah, coming back. It's just healthy to see it, to be honest. You've probably got, if we just go to volume, I wonder if anyone's been chasing this up here. Not quite yet, not too bad there. Let's go to a 5 minute. Yeah, pull it back a little bit. Let's reset everything again, chill out a little bit. Let's go fill some more orders. Maybe bring a little bit more fear into the market again. Yeah, 65. So let's remember this: 65.5 to 64.8. We said, didn't we? So 64.8-ish. You could wick down there, bounce around for a little bit. If we're not going to get any major volume kick, we'll have to have a look at ETF flows a little bit later on, obviously. But if we're going to get no major volume kick right now, I would probably just wait. What time was that yesterday? Yeah, towards the end of the US session. So we got a kick in the. Interestingly enough, timings are actually rotating a little bit now. So the European session, we've got a little bit of a kick, which is interesting to see, because normally over here we don't kind of push the volume enough to push assets like Bitcoin, to be honest. Then we've got a drop into the US session again, and then just volleyed back up right towards the end of the US session. A little bit of stalemate in the Asian session. So yeah, pull back here, nothing to see, I don't think, really. I think open interest is still pretty chilled out. Funding is still pretty chilled out. So yeah, all looking very constructive, to be honest. Right, if there's no more questions from you guys, what we'll do is we'll close it off. I'll timestamp it so you can watch it back. If you do need anything, we'll be around in the socials, the TRDR socials, the TRDR Discord and the TRDR Telegram. Just give us a shout in there if there's anything of the templates you've seen or alerts that you need sharing. And next one, we will actually do a quick screen share tomorrow morning, actually, at 10 AM GMT time, which is in the time stamped in the Discord. I sometimes think it's quite good just to have a little catch up on the Discord, just for even if it's just not voice chat, if it's just text chat. So we'll jump in there and have a little review, see if we do get a bounce tonight or tomorrow morning. That'll be interesting to see if we just get some more price action going on tomorrow and bid to volley this back up. So join us there. Very chilled kind of text chat tomorrow, and we'll speak soon. Cheers.